What's good? What's good, everybody? What is going on? Today is that day. We chilling. Get some music on. What's going on, peoples? So I'm dual streaming. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So that explains the tardy. Big shout out to the 40 people that are watching. It's gonna be a good one today. So big shout out to y'all. We're gonna get into it. How everybody doing? 75 out here in Atlanta. 75 degrees. How does the video look? Like the video quality? Is it cool? It should be cool. Yeah. The one thing I do like about streaming on Twitch at the same time is that I got a higher quality, like Twitch VODs are higher quality than YouTube VODs. Just slightly better. And they don't get as foggy when you have to chop stuff down and, you know what I'm saying? That type shit. Cool. Everybody having a blessed night. Blessings. How's the microphone? I switched back to this style microphone or whatever. It was 80 today in Dalton. That's what's up. Mr. Clarence was popping. Damn, watching the Redskins get jumped is crazy. God damn. Why you call them Redskins instead of their like new name and shit? It's like Washington football. I don't even know what the fuck they call it. Yo, I'm not really huge into football like that. Real talk. I'm not even trying to roast. I'm not even trying to roast you. Man, here we go. Shout out to this person right here. Dalak, I believe. And there you go with that nonsense. Yeah. So we got some interesting topics today. As you can see, you know, I'm just giving everybody shout outs and stuff like that. And before we do the housekeeping or whatever, but we're going to talk about I found a clip because something was telling me if I was going to work on this documentary that I need to find this clip from Jermaine Dupri because it is so relevant today. And it looks like he was on this Nostradamus type shit because of what he predicted, and now that's where we're at with it. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot to discuss. You know, I dropped a video a day and a half ago. Really, I had some other videos too, but you know, I can't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I was being considered rogue per se from talking about it, but I'm actually gonna add a video, by the way. What is this? What's this over here? Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna use this for YouTube. Yeah. So I saw that was happening. Let's type that in. This is gonna be, I'm gonna try to be as serious as possible when doing this reaction. You feel me? It's been a day since this came out. That's crazy. Yo. Yo, hold on. I just realized I'm missing an element of the show, bro. Yo, I'm missing an element of the show, bro. Real talk. Hold on, chat. Hold on. I think that might be yo. Glorilla Young Thug, this is crazy. Oh yeah. For those who don't know, and let me get that up. Let me pull that up, bro. Like on some real shit, just to be, so we can get some clarification, bro. Because I haven't been streaming like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm supposed to. You feel me? And I do apologize for kind of not being in the mix of shit. But boy, when I tell you we about to be in there with like swimwear, bro, we're gonna be in there like swimwear. Oh, let me close that out. Oh God, let me close that out. Boy, almost caught me slipping. Almost caught me slipping. And I can move all that to the front. Yeah. I don't want that ruined for me. Nah, we gonna do that proper. You feel me? We gonna do that hella proper. So if y'all have been wondering, you know, there's been a lot of news. You know, we got iPhone 17. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the iPhone 17, the Pro, the Air. You know, me and the shorty been talking about that shit, bro. Like, you know, on some tech shit. What are you talking about? What are you guys talking about? What is you guys talking about, man? You know what? I ain't effing with y'all, bro. Y'all on dummy. Y'all on folly. But how was y'all Thursday? How was y'all Thursday, bro? Real talk. Like, what is really good, man? Y'all wilding too hard, man. God bless y'all, man. God bless y'all for, man. Big shout outs to those who be showing up, cause y'all show out. Y'all show up and show out, man. You know, I can't. I couldn't fathom if y'all didn't show up and show out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all really be doing y'all best. You feel me? What is this? This tag is crazy. Hold on, bro. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, and I don't even have the air on right now, but that air might need to be resurrected. Yo, get the fuck out of here, Gas Mask. Get the Gas Mask. I got something for you, bro. I'm trying to be chill.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Yo, sit your $5 ass down. Yeah. Sit it down, folks. Sit it down. But anyways, man, big shout out to everybody there. I see there's like 2 people watching on Twitch. Twitch had a recent, and mind you, this is not a part of the live stream or whatever, but just to talk about Twitch, a lot of people have been kind of panicking because Twitch has been doing something about the bots, and now the viewership is at an all-time low and all this other stuff. And, you know, I'm just here to stream, man. You know, whoever tunes in on Twitch, man, I appreciate it, man. You're a part of the VOD, some way, shape, or form. So if you are in the Twitch chat, you know, and you're not a bot, or even if you are a bot, just put a 1 in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat on YouTube if you're a human being. You feel me? Like, just do that for me, because we got... Yo, people just... Ooh-wee. Yo, that's what's up. I see you. Is that Tennessee in the building? That's what's up. That's what's up, man. But man, we got a hell of a show, man. I'm procrastinating. It's about 12 minutes in, dog. We got an agenda, dog, so we cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and just dot these out real quick. Boom, boom, boom. And we gonna ride on out into the sunset with a little bit of an announce. But yeah, y'all just something funny. Y'all something else, man. But with that being said, check us out over there at 16levels.com. I have a link in the description box. We have masterclasses over there. I've done all the masterclasses for all the existing MPCs except for, well, actually I've done them for all the existing MPCs, but if you want 3.0 talk or whatever, then you can always check out any of these MPC classes right here. These masterclasses will get you in tune. You know what I'm saying? I got private lessons and stuff like that too. We're running a discount right now. Get $10 off of orders, $60 and above. So you basically get it for $67.77. So that's $67.77, and then, you know, you get a little discount off of there. We have plans for the holiday season or whatnot. Who knows? It's been kind of wild out here, bro. It's gonna get wilder. It's gonna get wilder. So, you know, strap up. I don't know if y'all go get your rations together or whatever, but make sure that you get your popcorn, because, you know, we got a very entertaining show today, bro. I kid you not. We have such the entertaining show, and I've been on my most diabolical behavior and just loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, we are fully committed, and I'm fully committed to you guys in a way that I've been wanting to be fully committed, because my mental health has just been at a great pace, and you know I owe that to my shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like she makes the world that much better, because you know what I'm saying. But other than that, we're gonna talk about like Jermaine Dupri. I got a quote from Jermaine Dupri, and again, like I was saying earlier, that's something that's gonna be crazy. Then we're going to talk about AI and stuff like that, because I know I did a video not too long ago and we was talking about AI and stuff like that, and one of the things that people were calling me out for, I thought it was pretty funny, but at the same time, bro, like I'm not even tripping at this point. Other people that I was talking about Twitch and you know what's the deal with that, I got other things on deck, of course. Like one of the main things, if you want to subscribe to any of my other YouTube channels, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're on Twitch, you can just scroll down and I have all the different channels or whatever. You can hit that subscribe button. That's cool. But it would be much better if you watch the content. You know what I'm saying? It's all free. Depending on how much you spend on applications a month. You know what I'm saying? It'll be commercial free or whatnot. You know, that's the other thing. But I will still get paid. So big shout out to everybody at 16 Levels. We also have Dark Coffee Radio. I have not posted on there forever ever, but you know I got music all over the place, so who knows. I'm not gonna say anything, but at McRee TV, there's, you know, someone had late mentioned to Young Thug and Glorilla. You know, I would get to be able to talk more about that on that channel. You know, that's the risque channel, so I don't have to worry about doing too much on this channel. But at the same damn time, you know, we're gonna kick it the same way. The red button, that's hilarious. Just thinking about Drake and the Iceman episode or whatever. And you know, I got DJ McCree Topics, which is music and stuff like that. Big shout out to the 193 subscribers on there. It's not like I ever push that shit, but you know, that means I need to continue to drop music or whatever. So that's basically music that I've done. And then Not Avemcree is the gaming channel. So if you want to check out some of the games or whatever that I play, because I do play video games and I thoroughly enjoy it. And if you want to know what, you know, my specs are and what my computer is and whatnot, you know, I got videos planned talking about, you know, why my journey into laptops and why I won't buy them. You know, I'm just not gonna spoil the whole entire video, but you know, it's going to be a very good video or whatnot, and I really like this computer. This computer is like everything to me, and that's usually the case when you get new stuff or whatnot. You just kind of fall in love with it. So, you know, it's just like, what will happen in the near future that will mess up my whole entire interest of this machine or whatever, and it will just find out momentarily, I guess. So. But anyways, big shout out to everybody that's up in this thing, man. But that's the only thing I want to recommend before I just get into what we got going on over here. Because as you know, and I have to purpose this in a way, the main thing that I did the other day was drop a video, and I'm going to pull it up right here so that people know, because I do still release content. Despite everybody the beliefs, I release content that is for the most part intriguing, but this video right here, I was talking to the company and they was just like, damn, like your audiences, they watch your stuff, but the boy, they're divisive. And the main thing that I told them about this, you know, this particular video right here, the end, the sampling is here, I was like, you know, this AI stuff is a touchy thing that people haven't been honest about. And that's the thing about the whole Timberland thing. Like Timberland is so, and I wouldn't even say that Timberland has been dishonest. I would just say Timberland is just being Timberland. Timberland is no F's given. He's a no F's given person. And I remember a long time ago, due to that fact that Timberland, before he just started talking about AI and how great it is, Jermaine Dupri actually came up with something that was in opposed to that. And, you know, I have the video linked in the description box so that you guys can see it or whatnot, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to react to that because, man, when I tell you he was not playing no games, he was not playing no games. So we have Jermaine Dupri weighing in on artificial intelligence not too long ago, and you might find his takes to be very refreshing. And this is a while ago too.
I was just in Washington last night to tell people that I'm against the AI situation. I mean, it's a cool technology, but as far as being able to use people's voices without their consent and trying to recreate something that didn't happen, like putting people that passed away back in the studio, it just takes away from the art form of music itself.
I think it's crazy. I think it's going to be an interesting journey because it's something brand new right now that's starting in the hip hop industry. You know what I'm saying? So I'm eager to see where this is going to take us.
In Washington last night to tell people
So now I'm just going to weigh in on it. You know, bar for bar, word for word, bar for bar. Shout out to Soulja Boy.
I'm against the AI situation. I mean, it's a cool technology, but as far as being able to use people's voices without their consent and trying to recreate something that didn't happen, like putting people that passed away back in the studio, it just takes away from the art form of music itself.
My nigga.
Straight up like that. And if you think about it, this again, so that people know to keep the context right for this particular clip, because you know you can take a clip out of context, but that's not what I'm here for. Never ever. By the way, when someone says something and he clearly understands what he was saying at that time, which was a few years ago when this basically happened. He's always had this stance. And as we see how AI has grown, people have used it for their own plight, their ideas. And mind you, I use AI too, so I'm not going to even hold you. But there's one thing that we had talking and popping in the comment section of my recent video where I was talking about unethically trained AIs and ethically trained AI. So what does that mean? So what is unethically trained? What would that mean? So the company SOUNDRAW, which is the company that I was talking about in the video, they don't use any copyright gray areas, basically meaning that they don't just go out and use their machine learning to machine learn music that isn't theirs. So they have in-house musicians and so forth. So this is providing jobs, keeping jobs, and also providing opportunities for people that may or may not know how to do music, or just people that have different ideas or want to spark an idea and so forth. They don't got to worry about, just creating something that's exactly like someone else's stuff, versus kind of the unethical stuff that Suno is known for. Not to mention, he's not trying to resurrect or, play with people's likeliness, or, what I'm saying, without some type of, what I'm saying? And at the point, it makes a lot of sense, because one of the biggest things that a lot of people have a problem with when it comes to AI is that it will replace us, right? Like AI will replace people. And that's the biggest fear about AI, straight up, that it will replace people. So, I want people to understand that's what Jermaine Dupri was coming from when he said that. Now I'll play it again. Like, he hit it on the nose, and this was way before, and this wasn't even a shot at anybody.
I was just in Washington last night to tell people that I'm against the AI situation. I mean, it's a...
So he was in Washington where? I don't have the X-Files theme, but I got this though. Washington, D.C.? What we talking about, my homie? So, there's a lot of litigations happening right now amongst Congress about artificial intelligence. I don't think a lot, because there's so much stuff that's happening right now that's like a small smidget that is being hidden. Like, we might see a lot more AI than usual. It's definitely taking jobs. People are definitely lost their job. At like over 9,000 people lost their job at Microsoft this year, and I think the numbers are actually higher than that, just at Microsoft. But the biggest thing that they're pushing is Copilot, and Copilot happens to be a sister artificial intelligence company based off of ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? So we've had that. And one of the biggest issues, again, that I can understand people's stance against it, and I'm not even knocking people for it. But one of the biggest things that I've noticed with the issue at hand happens to be that it's replacing people and not what you calling enhancing people's ideas or used to be inspiring people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people have the issue with the creativity from AI. It's just more or less that the AI has been used to do a couple of things. And I definitely want to hear from you guys. What do y'all think, man? Like, what's the reality behind it that you guys came to when it comes to artificial intelligence? Because this is an important discussion. This is a very important discussion, because I don't want you guys to ever think that I would co-sign anything that would take anybody's work without their permission or has been designed that way. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest AI things that I've came behind, and it's not even down behind, is that I tried and was like, it's not really for me, but this is cool because they're using their machine learning model to learn the music that exists in their pool, basically, versus pulling from every aspect of the World Wide Web. You know what I'm saying? Unlike Suno, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the biggest issue that everybody has with Suno. You know what I mean? And then it doesn't make anything better when you have someone like Timbaland that does not care. You know what I'm saying? Like, on record, he said he doesn't care about the ethical side of it at all. He's like, no. He said, no. And I'll insert that. But that's the thing that people have an issue with, is the replacement aspect. And I can understand why that is. So, you know, one of the things that I want to talk about as we kind of pivot through this. So with that topic, I want to talk about this right here. What is considered ethical AI? So, you know, for a prime example, I give you these right here. Like, the first one would be that I think is on that level is co-producer. I just talked about it. Co-producer, they train their AI model on music that is royalty free, that they, you know, people have already said, you know, it's A-OK, fine. Or at least that's what I'm gonna think, because who knows? But, you know, they can feel free. And yeah, I downloaded the new co-producer joint, and we're gonna check it out later. But, you know, they at first, co-producer was the thing that only worked on their website or whatever. Now you can pull it up into the DAWs. I guess I haven't linked in the description box because I don't have a problem with it. I think that's an ethical AI. And then the next one, of course, is this right here, SoundRaw IO. And, you know, if you want to use the coupon AVE50 or AV, so all caps 50, I had that linked in the description box. But you can try it out for free. It's basically harmless. And they even was being clear about their whole entire motive, their agenda with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a service. You can try it for free. You can pay for it if you like it. But the most important part is their commitment to not scraping songs, no legal gray areas. And you know, someone I guess I had to go to this comment. I have to go to this comment because we was debating that. So let me pull up that comment real quick. All right. In this video, my little soft-spoken ass. It don't matter what microphone. and one thing I want to say too. Because one of the things that people were saying, and I can respect it. Remember, guys, I might not like everything that you said, but at the same time, you're entitled to saying it. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's too extreme, like the video I posted earlier this week. Some of y'all stuff was a bit extreme. It was wild. But truth be told, I don't get... So Kumando said, truth be told, I don't give a schmidt about YouTube. If my sample beats are allowed on here, that's their problem, not mine. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't care. He doesn't care what he does. Unfortunately, we have copyright laws and stuff like that no matter what. So the only reason why people could get away with sampling stuff in a nutshell is if nobody's really listening to your music. I'm just keeping it real. Because the moment that jump pops, you will care if YouTube and whomever else uses your stuff. And I mean, I'm just not trying to be so anti towards you or anything like that, but you will care. Because they're either going to sue your pants off or that song's going to be a hit record where you make no money. Like, ask any sample-based producer how they feel about their biggest record. I promise you, it doesn't matter if it's Pete, Rock, anybody. If you ask them how they feel about not getting paid for a multitude of records because of whatever, and mind you, whether it be positive or negative or whatever their view is slightly jaded or not jaded, it's still their opinion. But ask them how they feel. It said, I'm not about, but yeah, the capital line thing said, I'm not about to use a company with sloppy AI parameters to change my art. So basically, and this just kind of wraps up a lot of people when it comes down to it. Like, he made this comment and all you had to do is just watch the video. Like, you can watch the video and you can find out that it's not sloppy. It's definitely not sloppy. Is it the most phenomenal thing? No, but the biggest thing that I can take away from anything that happens to do with SoundRaw, they're open to hear more. And that's a great thing. Mind you, there's not that many companies that will hear people's concerns or complaints about, their service or whatever the case may be, and then try to turn it into a W. That, like, none of us can argue that when a company listens to you and they give you what you want, that you could be dissatisfied by that, because most companies just don't give a damn. They're going to just offer you what they're going to offer you, and then they are not going to work on it. But it's not cosmic slop, and I don't even have to defend it, mind you. I don't even have to defend it at all. But yeah, that was like the app. Something encouraging. I encourage music. So DJ McAfee Beats says, I encourage music producers to just make their own samples. It takes more work, but it's worth it. The resources are out there. No need for AI. And this also begs the question. And mind you, I applied that comment too. Like, I'm not knocking that. But here's the thing. Once you become a certain level of popular, no matter what is original or not, someone's going to copyright claim you. Now, it hasn't happened to me often, but it has happened to me a few times. Like, I've made beats that people liked, they have chopped it up, and then they'll turn around and put it on CD Baby, DistroKid, and then turn around and act like it's theirs by consenting that they own the rights of the copyright before they can get the content ID service. And mind you, they'd be in the dead wrong. And so you could just make your own. Yes, you can make your own samples and stuff like that, but that doesn't guarantee that it's going to be royalty free forever or whatever the case may be, especially if it ends up on a commercial project. Then you get to really see who likes who in the scenario, because that's where all the realness starts coming out. The real shit come out then when people are on a project that's going to make some money. You know what I'm saying? With whatever rapper, singer, et cetera, that you care about, because then that's when they hand you those splits, and then you're going to either be that 100% mofo, or you're going to be that 50% mofo, 25%, 13%, who knows? Shoot. And mind you, people don't even want you to have a percentage of the record or even get listed on the record, because people are that selfish. And we can't argue that. There's just too many damn examples of people just like, hey, yo, this is not, I'm not going to share this with you. You know what I'm saying? What did you do? You just did a hi-hat. Like, you did one hi-hat. You know what I'm saying? How many times have we watched what's that? I forget what channel it is. Genius, and someone's bragging about them just doing a hi-hat or the hi-hat guy. That was a meme at one time. I do remember that. Mind you, it's like, dude, who you did hi-hats? Big whop. Anybody could replace you. And I'm not saying that just to be disrespectful to that person that called himself a hi-hat god or the person that dubbed that person a hi-hat god. But dude, anyways, so you can use whatever you want, do your own original, whatever, dude. There's a chance that it's going to get a copyright claim. If you are anybody that's on the come up or on the up and up, dude, you're far too important. And hell, I won't even say that you need a large following. I think when it really boils down to it, the less of a following that you have, but your music might be the shiznat, or at least the very idea of your music, the easier it is to take your stuff. Because that's the situation that happened with the Travis Scott song not too long ago. I talked about that. I didn't put the video out on my channel, but dog, that was a real situation too. He says, is this an ad genuine question? It says paid promotion. But yeah, I mean, that was paid promotion, but I was going to do that video anyways. Bro, if you know me, you know me. But, you know, we'll talk more about that because I'm not dropping bags anymore just to be a moral oral, even though I am being moral oral when it comes to what I choose to do sponsorships for. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I do care about what I push on you guys or talk about with you guys. I'm not gonna just sit here and just make the money. I could, boy. They be in my damn they be in my DMs and they be in my damn emails every day. Facts. But let's see here. But yeah, there's some people. There was a lot of people that was talking shit. But I think this is the comment here. This is the question. Was it this one? I think so. Can I blow this some bitch all the way up? Yeah. So yeah, it was Seer of Visions. So Seer of Visions said, there is no reality there is no reality where AI is ethical. Just look at the environmental degradation necessary to bring AI forward. In particular, the racial disparity as to what communities are affected the most. Look at the impact Grok is having on most black neighborhoods in Memphis. I'm not going to do the research, but if you say it, I'm going to just say that is true. Perhaps that's not an exception. Environmental racism and degradation is the rule with AI. Now, that's the thing that a lot of people are arguing, because I just made that argument about the problem with AI is replacement. Like AI exists to replace people. Like when I consider ethical AI, my prime examples, again, are co-producer, Ozone as another example, SoundRaw, and I can't, it's hard. The list it gets harder than that. There's a couple other things, but we start to get into shaky territory when we talk about unethical AI, like things that are changing the way people are working. And it's mostly white collar jobs. You know what I'm saying? There's a great book called The AI Superpowers by Kai-Fu Lee. I read that book a while ago. He went on The Breakfast Club and was talking about it was going to affect black neighborhoods first. And they pretty much laughed. Like most people don't even know that they were facing AI on platforms like Meta, platforms like TikTok, and even YouTube. YouTube, all of them use like what they call behavioral prediction. And that's the biggest one right there. Just using data points from what you like, what you dislike, that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And most people just don't understand that aspect. So when we start talking about how it's going to replace people in general, we already seen that people are losing their jobs because, white collar jobs, anything mathematical and anything a computer can easily do, you're getting replaced. Like, so if you do scheduling and stuff like that, easy peasy. And we're almost to the point to where AI can run a warehouse. Like there's warehouses that are just straight up machines and they shuffle, they stack, et cetera, et cetera. It's expensive, but don't you think Amazon can afford that? I mean, in a real way. So that will basically take away a lot of jobs. So in that sense, and it also reminds me of a when Donald Trump said the black job thing. But that's another topic for another thing, another day, another channel. Check out McRee TV, link in the description box. But yeah, anyways, but when we start talking about unethical stuff, you might be mad, y'all might not agree, disagree, and tell me how y'all guys feel about this. You know what I'm saying? Tell me in the chat, tell me in the comment section, just let me know how y'all feel about this. But when I think about unethical AI, I think about Google, I think about Meta. I already talked about ByteDance, ByteDance created TikTok. I think about Suno AI, and I know people I've talked about this too. RipX. RipX is a spectral analyzer. It basically separates tracks and stuff like that. It has probably the best stem separation alongside with the ability to rearrange original music in ways that you wouldn't know what it is, but it'll kind of sound familiar, basically. It's very strong. Love the tool. But it could be quite unethical because you can use pre-existing music or whatnot. And then, people were having the argument about sampling and stuff like that. Someone said, oh, well, I'm just going to sample them regardless. I don't care about YouTube and social media. Like, I'm just going to make my bops no matter what. So it's going to be interesting to hear from you guys, for real. Serato, by the way, Serato sample 2 or whatnot, for the most part, that's pretty unethical to be able to remove bass lines, drums, just keep the drums and stuff like that from pre-existing work from people that play instruments. So where's the gray line sit in that aspect? If we're going to argue about an ethical and unethical, because there's some unethical tools that aren't safe, but are really useful that we use, but there's people that don't benefit from it. People lose money on that, and they might be the original creator, but we're getting to the point where, you can pretty much remix something and create something out of something that pre-exists already, and it will have a higher level of security of what is the word I'm looking for? A high level of obscurity, and you won't be able to tell what it is or what not. You can just throw a guess up in the air. You could be right, could be wrong. If I can take the stems out of a pre-existing song and rearrange it, pitch it down, pitch it up, where's the line? Where's the gray line then? You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at right now with AI. But one thing we know is AI is good. We just don't know if it's going to be good in the long run. And I honestly, just like Jermaine Dupri said, I don't think it'll be good for in the long haul. Just be real. I don't. I just don't. But there is some use cases for it because there's some good ways to apply AI. But we already know where it's heading. Like Skynet in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that take care of that. I'm going to look at some of y'all comments or whatnot. No, we don't got dark up in here. Yeah. Said nothing yet. What we got? Eric basically had something and it's an algorithm. I'm just reading comments. It's kind of fast. Let me just chill back a little bit. AI is labeled as what? Oh, okay. My barber is not black. Is wild. So we got some wild, spicy shit going on. Big Wagga in the building. It's only unethical if you release a song without clearing the sample. No problem for experimenting. But see, here's the thing, though. We live in a time where let's be real. We're in a time where we don't post our music if you post your music on social media, you want to share it to the world in hopes that people will hear it, enjoy it, no matter if you're getting paid or not. But eventually when the dollar sign is there, then what are we going to do about it? Because we start to really look at how something can be unethical at that sense, because someone is about to make a lot of money and then another person is about to lose a lot of money. So if you're sharing your stuff on social media and it just blows up, bro, like people are going to have that question, like, how original are you? How are you going to keep this up? And so forth. You know what I mean? So what up, Lou? Yeah. So, I mean, it's not just about, if I come on, like I can't knock it. And I'm going to try Serato Studio on my new damn computer because it's going to run like a dream and I'll be able to do certain things. But dog, shoot, the things I'll be able to do with all the CPU power and having spectral analysis in my hand, the way that the software works, bro, I don't really necessarily think a lot of people, unless I stream live, would understand, would know what I'm sampling. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that good. And y'all really about to find out very soon where AI is at. I'm just saying, bro. No spoilers, no spoilers. Spoilers, no spoilers. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all like,
Shit. Got your ass.
But it's not that. It's not that. Anyways, bro, so that's pretty much that. I think I want to react to this, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep this sumbitch up. Let's get her together. What we got going on there? I'm getting a buzz in my damn. So, hold on. What matter of fact, what is the timestamp? 45? Okay, bet. So Electron has been busy. I see it's been a minute since a new piece of gear came out of that company. And as we go and approach October in 2015 being the bornest year for music production gear that I know, leave me a comment below or in the chat right now if you're watching live. How do you feel about today's or the 2025's releases in technology in general or just in the music technology world? It's been underwhelming, but they got a new drum machine. I believe it's called Tonverk. We'll find out because we're about to watch it now. All right, here we go. This is the short video here. I ain't gonna say too much.
This machine is primed for adventure and boundless sound exploration. It can be your versatile polyphonic sampler, your anything is possible routing playground, your FX blender, your machine with tracks within tracks, your multi-tonal factory. Or find your own way to
So what in the world is this?
that no one else has ever dreamed up. All of it at the same time. All of it in one special box. This is Tonverk.
Anybody know who homie is in this video? I'm pretty sure he might be in the description box. Hopefully they give him a shout out or whatnot. I mean, it sounds all right. How's the audio, gang? To me, it just looks like a mix of the Digitech and the Digitone put together. Am I wrong or am I wrong? Because they've been trying to expand. If you've been peeping what they've been doing, they've been trying to expand like the Digitone kind of stuff. Because the Digitone stuff, truth be told, whole time hits different, and I mean that in the best way possible. The Digitech in itself wasn't that bad either. Like that Digitech was really good, especially like a lot of the new features on
Tonverk
the Digitech last time I checked was good.
Polyphonic machines offering melodic and rhythmic adventures. There are 8 audio tracks and another 8 for the buses. Sans
Big shout out to Gary Smith in this thing, man. Shout out to you.
Capable of a wide palette of FX flavors and is primed for near limitless routing. It arrives on the next platform.
I mean, I think busing is unique to Electron, and not to be such a pissy piss. You know, I think I'll save my critiques, but you know, just to keep it real, I'm not necessarily impressed with this.
Of Electron in a new shape and itching into.
But it is cool.
Era
I wouldn't mind checking it out though. So.
And like all adventure, the beginning offers only a glimpse of what's to come.
And don't get it twisted, like Electron stuff has its own individual vibe to it, like
they
sound.
Initially,
and I do like the workflow of the Electron stuff. Like it's very similar to, you know, the Akai stuff or any groove box for that matter. Because almost if you are a groove box head, then dude, you know what it is. You know what time it is. Like it never gets boring or hard or more difficult to use these things once you learn one of them, in my opinion. Like you could pick one and then you pretty much be ready for the smoke with any groove box on the market, to be fair.
Fresh machines that form the basis of Tonverk's sound creation, plus one for MIDI.
Chat, do we know the price on this thing?
Multiplayer.
You can feel free for spoilers.
Simple instruments, full of melodic potential, and ready for your fingertips. Tonverk's auto sampler is where things get especially interesting.
Okay, auto sampler.
Record whatever song you like.
So we have established that auto sampling is a thing that every groove box should have at this point, right? So you know, Akai had it first. You know, they the Ray J of the of the groove boxes right now. You know, and you get Maschine doing it themselves, and now you have Electron joining the gang. Okay,
maybe it's your favorite.
No way that this is 1600, right? Are you? Is that the actual price for this?
Monophonic patch from
I'll look it up.
Magically made polyphonic, giving it a new lease of life.
It's not out of stock. I mean, not to blow them up or anything like that. It's just in pre-order. That's just a tactic that every company utilizes. Like they'll come out with a short stack of units just to see, you know, where things go, test the waters, and then turn around. And after the short stock goes, they know how many units that people are going to get, because then only a certain amount of people will have those units, and then they pass those units out to influencers and stuff like that to make sure that the influencers have it. They make y'all think that this machine is important. And this is every company, by the way. Every company that it has a brain cell will do this exact same tactic. And once they short stock, they end up re-upping, and the demand is higher, then more people get the unit, and then we have what we have. So
how many notes and
I'm just putting y'all on the game.
City layers you want to collect. Start the recording and let the machine do the work.
That's pretty cool.
With the subtracks machine, every lower row key on Tonverk's keyboard can host its own sample.
That's something that Electron's been doing for a while, and I'm glad that they keep on implementing it into many different machines, because sometimes when you make something exclusive to a certain machine or whatnot, and then you come out with a new iteration or a different version of the machine, that a previous machine has something good, it is not in the next machine, that just causes so much chaos, man. And these companies got to be tired of us, dog, because we're so critical.
Means one track is essentially 8 subtracks.
Okay.
Each able to play the sample simultaneously. Every subtrack has 2 feet.
All right, so I'm gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you guys. I'm gonna go to the next video. So let's just go ahead and do that, and then I'll weigh in. All right, here we go. So this is the preview video. Should have went with this first. So we should get a summary of everything. How's the audio, gang? Y'all wilding in the chat. So it's a polyphonic multi-sampler, okay. So just to let you know, that's big news for Electron, because Electron is known for being at least per track monopoly. You can play like tracks in a different aspect or whatever. You switch to a different. I don't know how to explain, because it's been a minute since I touched Electron stuff. But a lot of the things that Electron has done has been like monopoly, but they found ways to make the monopoly count, because they have different tracks and stuff like that. And that way you just load up like, for example, you will load up a kick on one track, and then you'll load the snare on another track, and then you'll load like hi-hats on another track. And then you could take one of those tracks and you can just use a sample, you know what I'm saying, and play the sample. You can expand that sample and play it melodically, but you couldn't play it polyphonically melodically. That makes more sense, right? Hopefully everybody understands where I'm going with this, but that's usually the Electron workflow, and now they're breaking away from that. Their effects are okay. No, I would say that their effects are above average, I guess. Or I think the best term would be unique. So Tonverk. All right. So let me know how y'all feel about that, because from what I see is their biggest selling point of this sampler, polyphonic multi-sampler, is that it's polyphonic and it breaks out of the normal realm of Electron stuff. In the past, you know, the Digitech again was monopoly. You only played like one note at a time. The only way you can do chords and stuff like that were in instances of being able to control it. I don't know how you wouldn't do chords. So they would just, for example, you would have to sample something. You have to sample a chord in, you know what I'm saying? Or you would take one track, play one note, play it, go to the next track, play another note that's within unison with that first note, the root note or whatever. And then you would make a chord that way gradually. And, you know, that was a big pain in the butt, and now that's their way of breaking out of it. How you feel about this, chat? How you feel about it? My honest take on it is that I would like to play with it, because Electron, at least in my books, has a great reputation for dropping interesting drum machines, interesting samplers that could ultimately affect how you would create music. And I like a unique anything that will allow you to create in its own way, especially with their other systems that they have with their sequence-based effects and stuff, like being able to put certain effects on one part of the sequence, putting stutters and so forth. A lot of that has been put into consideration. I just want to say it so bad. But anyways, let me know how y'all feel, chat. And yeah. Anywho, wow. Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's okay, man. You know, I'm not gonna be hating on them. I ain't gonna be hating on them. Sound Factory in Nordic. All right, wait a minute. That's what we was gonna check the price. Oops, I want to see the price. Let's go, Tonverk. Price. It is $50. $1,600. So $1,599. Ooh, boy. I don't know. I don't know about that price, but hey. So let's see some of the features, bro. Let's see some of the features. Nah, we ain't using Guitar Center. So let's see some of the features, dog. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, chat. Y'all sit down. All y'all sit down. Sit your
$5 ass down before I make change.
Sit y'all $5 asses down before I make change. Chill. Bro, wow. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's go ahead and check it out on here. On Zounds. All right. So it's available on Zounds right now. It doesn't say it's sold out here. Oh, it says pre-order today. So that's just normal. That's normal behavior. They want you to pre-order, so they ain't gonna make a lot. So what are the features? Let's just go into the features here. So here are the features. It says 16 tracks, 12 of which can be MIDI, each with its own 256-step sequencer. That's dope. 8 audio tracks, 4 bus tracks, 3 synth tracks, 1 mix track, massive list of effects with lots of newcomers. So they're going to continue to add effects to it. I mean, hey, that's dope. Loads of modulation, extensive routing possibilities, both internally, externally, recording for straightforward audio sampling externally, internally, auto sampler, use MIDI to automatically multi-sample your favorite instruments. Shout out to Akai. They did it first. Shout out to Ray J. Familiar Electron workflow enhancer. So basically, if you're used to the Electron workflow, then you'll feel at home, and that's good. That's good. You don't want to alienate people. You know that. So do I even want to read this? So Tonverk has 8 audio tracks that can be utilized in different ways depending on where you want to take your sounds. There are a further 8 tracks for bussing, synths, and mix, all primed for relentless routing, putting a wealth of fresh effects flavors in your hands for use across the board. You're invited to enter a gateway to fantasy fun and experimentation. That is what Electron, they excel at that. And like all adventures, the beginning offers only a glimpse of what to come. And that's if you stick with that particular format. And I'm not saying that because I got smoke. I'm just saying that because that's where the real deal people come in. And then we have some more stuff, more information. Machines per audio track. Single player lets you play single wave files, mono or stereo, polyphonically. That's what I was guessing. Change playback behavior of your samples, set loop points, yada, yada, yada. Typical sample stuff, but in an Electron way, because they do have some quirks that other machines don't have presently, at least. Multiplayer lets you load multi-sample instruments from Tonverk's. Boy, I gotta get used to saying that. Tonverk's library and play it polyphonically using audio sampler. You can also create your own multi-sample instruments, so that just gives it a little bit more longevity if you do like what you like, and you have a lot of, that's assuming if you have things to multi-sample. Otherwise, and clearly you do, because I'm assuming that they have improved bridge or whatever it's called, and that it is implementation inside of DAWs weren't bad in terms of like you just tracking stuff out, mind you, like USB audio type shit, subtracks. All right, bro. Yeah, that's enough. I've had enough. We're good on that. We Gucci. What do we have, bro? Oh, let's go ahead and do this. So I know the Native Instruments community has been wildly disappointed in a couple of things. And, you know, big shout out to everybody that still has their Maschine Plus. I sold my Maschine Plus at the beginning of the year, but it wasn't as easy to come off of it because despite some of my hangups about the Maschine Plus, it was phenomenal. But Accurate Beast is about to weigh in on some stuff, man. I'll have it linked in the description box. And I want us to pay attention to that because that is it's a hot topic right now. I would say so if I was to say so myself. So I'm going to let my homie speak or whatnot. I want to hear what he says because I have not at all been able to tune in. Let's get it.
Bit of choice for everything I wanted to do in terms of beat making. Today, it's not. So what's happening here?
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Native Instruments Maschine used to be my main weapon of choice for everything I wanted to do in terms of beat making.
True. He was dedicated to that Maschine Mark III. I remember that. True. Yo, let's...
Today, it's not. So what's happening here? What's going on?
Okay, so don't call me a hater is what I'm saying. If Don't Call Me a Hater No More was a person, it would be me for sure.
Going on with the development of Maschine.
Let's get it.
Over the last few years, we haven't had a lot of updates for Maschine or for Maschine Plus whatsoever. So my answer to the question, what happened, has up to this point pretty much been nothing, or at least not much.
Yo, I'm trying not to laugh. All right, so just to clarify, man, I have no beef against people that want to use the Maschine or anything like that. Again, I spent my own hard-earned money during 2020 getting the Maschine Plus because I was hyped. You know, I had just got into my little Kai buzz or whatnot, both online and offline, just having a time. You feel me? And I wanted to check it out because I was a Maschine user too. A lot of people don't remember that, but I had a Maschine Mark III. You know what I'm saying? A Maschine Mark III, and I was happy with it. You know, I came to it, make beats or whatever. You know, I ended up selling that too because I just didn't use it enough, you know?
Much.
But it's interesting.
Just a few weeks ago, Native Instruments gave us an update for Maschine Plus that now brings us into Maschine 3, or 3.3.1 to be exact.
Okay.
Right now.
All right.
And that's the same version of the software as we're running on the desktop side of things, which is promising and cool. And
so does it have stem separation? Let me know, chat. Does it have stem separation in standalone now? You know, I would hope that it would. You feel me?
It shows that they're working on something. There's also this entire roadmap of future updates for Maschine that's going to come out sooner or later. They talked about like Q1 and Q2 and whatever. All we know for real is that they are still working on improving Maschine. So Maschine is not a dead platform. It feels good to finally be able to say just like that.
They lying.
And you know, I've worked a lot with Native Instruments myself over the years. I've done videos that's been part of the product launches. I've made reviews of the things. I've done unboxing videos, first impression videos, beat making sessions, whatever. I even got to go to their headquarters in Berlin together with a bunch of influencers. And
oh yeah, they was definitely catering to and let me get it. Because, you know, I can take it to a certain point, but one thing I can say about Native Instruments, man, they have always showed me love. Native Instruments has always showed me love, no matter what choice of Maschine I wanted to use. They have always asked questions, and to this very day, they're really cool. And mind you, this ain't about beat, because what a lot of people will tell you is that, oh, well, the reason why he hates on Maschine is because he uses the MPC and he's a hater, and you know all they do is just hate on other beat machines and DAWs, bro. That's not the case, and nothing says or makes a better argument against people like that than what Native Instruments and Akai did earlier this year. As a matter of fact, that's a very good sign. It's a very good sign, mind you.
Check some stuff out behind the scenes. Kind of exciting stuff. You know, I'm one of those guys, or at least I
was that too ill, Sarah?
Out behind the scenes.
Yeah, that was Sarah. Big shout out to Sarah.
Kind of exciting stuff. You know, I'm one of those guys, or at least I kind of used to be. I don't know.
Y'all think he's gonna give me a copyright strike? a copyright claim, community guideline strike. Y'all think he gonna do that? You think Accurate's gonna do me bad if I let this beat play? Do y'all think? Do you think? Like, leave a comment. Let me know, chat. What y'all think it's gonna be? What do you think the verdict will be after this live stream? Will I get a comment? Real talk though. The beat's fire. No, he's not. He's definitely not.
I'm not making this video to hate on Maschine or to give Native Instruments a really hard time about anything.
But the fact of the matter is, dude, you need to say it because your opinion matters, and that's what I respect. You gotta say it, whether it be positive or negative. If we just continue to pander and tell everybody like nobody's gonna take it serious, and then there's gonna be someone, talking about how we shilling or whatnot on their channel, and then they're gonna continue to act as if they are holier than everybody else until they get a bag presented in front of us, and then you really see where people's hearts are at. And mind you, every hero lives long enough to see themselves turn into the villain. That's big facts. The most vigilant of people will turn on their audience for a McGriddle.
But I'm not here to be a suck-up either. That shit doesn't fly. That's not what it's about. I'm just making this video to talk about the current state of Maschine and what I'm hoping for in the future. Honestly, it's been difficult to be a hardcore Maschine fanboy over the last couple of years, with the updates being few and far between, and nothing cool just seems to...
Bro, not to interrupt him or whatnot, and make sure that y'all check out the full video on his channel, and make sure that you subscribe to Accurate Beats. I've always said he's been 100 since day one. It's the main reason why I subscribe to him. Real talk. We might not agree on everything, but I can tell you one thing, though. That man's kept it 100. That's a fact. That is a fact. And I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I remember when Native Instruments was so far ahead of everybody else. Like, they used to have the best demo videos. You're talking, big shout out to Qbert, by the way. Used to have some of the best DJs. They were, and mind you, you couldn't just be any DJ. You had to be like someone that had DMC experience level. If you don't know what the DMC is and you consider yourself a hip hop head, then dog, I'm sorry. You're not. But they qualified people for this. And then all of a sudden it just, I don't know. Like, they had a reputation in their stuff. Matter of fact, it's not like it's got worse. It's still good. It's just something weird happened to where I don't know. And that's where I'm flabbergasted about. That's why we're watching this video.
To be happening in this platform. So someone like me who's into tech and loves all this stuff and also makes a lot of music, of course I'm gonna turn my back to Maschine a little bit because it feels like they're turning their back on us. Man.
Damn. Not this man said in the nicest way possible. They not like us type shit. Nah, he didn't say that. I'm just being, I don't know, unreasonable right at this moment. I'm just saying.
That's a bit harsh.
That was harsh, and he's thinking about it.
But not too far from the actual truth. Kind of. I mean, Native Instruments has made a lot of improvements and updates to everything else that they do on the software side of things. And I just got to point that out. To me, in my book...
Software first company, man. They that's what I know Native Instruments for, having the hardest VST plugins to this very day. They stay true. Having the hardest sample-based, multi-sampled contact banks. Like, every company has that now, and they probably wouldn't have had it if it wasn't for Native Instruments, because Native Instruments did their due diligence in that aspect. And I think I can't say that.
Native Instruments is one of the best manufacturers of stuff like that.
Facts.
In the entire business.
Facts.
We're talking about stuff in Contact, Monarch, Reactor, Ozone, all that stuff. Everything like that just keeps evolving and becoming better, and Maschine is just left in the dust. Now, I've made hundreds, if not thousands of projects.
It seems that way. It seems that they're left in the dust. I don't think so. I'm going to call it now, and I don't know anything. I believe that probably, even though it doesn't seem like it would be a rational thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on a new machine. And they're just waiting for the right moment. They want to make sure that it's released right. You know, when they released the Maschine Plus, and this is very true because Al said this joint, man. Like, he said that, well, one of the things that Al True West said that I totally respect, and a lot of people will overlook it because it's just different times, because we're a little older, we got gray hairs and all that. But Al True West said that anything that you get in the hardware world will not be perfect on release. And that is a very true statement. A lot of people overlook that. They just thought he would just be saying stuff. Sometimes he do be saying stuff to be saying stuff. That's just his brand. Now, you just got to respect that. But that is the realest thing possible. And when you have a fan base of people that are not used to hardware not being, because I'm going to tell you right now, if you bought the MPC, the current generation MPCs from the day one, it wasn't nowhere near like it is now. 1.0 to where we're at now is 3.0. Boy, 1.0 had it the worst. And then 2.0 came around, and it still was not that great. I came in around like 2.7. And at that point, I didn't know nothing about anything that existed in the past. But, I was rolling with the punches. 2.10, things got a little shaky, so forth and all that. And then 2.11, they brought it back. And now we're finally at the 3.0, because I remember people at the beginning of 2.5, because I covered it. They were talking about, man, when we go get 3.0? And we just got 3.0, and now we're starting all over again, but from a different aspect. You know what I mean? So that needs to be acknowledged.
Versions of Maschine since the first one came out. So
that man said he had the MPC
like what Native Instruments has done here.
What up?
I
Low
just
cuts.
think it deserves a little bit more TLC.
It does.
Nowadays, I'm way more of an MPC user. I use the MPC key 37 for everything I do these days. Sometimes I go into my MPC 1 just because I kind of like the form factor. But I would love to live in a world where we have Native Instruments with Maschine and Akai with MPCs as competitors, challenging each other on the same kind of level, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with just finances has changed, and things have changed over the years, and there's just a lot going on in this world, bruh. Like, on some real stuff, man. There's just a whole lot going on right now, and companies need it. If it isn't stick together, then it's F them. And I think right now they're sticking together, because right now we're at a point to where, I don't know, the future, all this AI stuff, bruh. I just think, we're in this pocket to where we don't know what the hell is going to go down in the next few years. But let me know how y'all feel. I'm not going to watch the whole entire video. I want to watch the whole entire video by itself, out of due respect, but I don't want to just make content all the way off of him or whatever. I just want to use it as a talking point, because I saw it was blowing up, but I also know how Accurate Beast is as a human being, and he's very exuberant, a very good brother. And he doesn't just look for smoke and controversy. I feel the exact same way as him. I like that Maschine Plus. It was very rough at the very beginning, but when you got it going or whatever, man, it was good. And then it just wasn't supported, or I guess it could be that, certain companies were spoiling us. Like Akai was just rolling out updates nonstop during 2020. Like, they weren't playing 2020, 2021, and then free plugins and all this other stuff, good times, and Native Instruments, they had the machine, and it seemed like they just running out of steam at that point. You know what I mean? I thought they would, at this point, would have the keyboard, like they would have the keyboard thing going on, you know what I'm saying? And standalone, and the control joint. I thought that was going to be standalone at one point. I was like, here they go. And think about it. They're dope ass sounds. You got them at the palm of your hands. That type vibe with a sequencing on the machine. Second to none. I keep it real. The pads on the machine were second to none. I think they had the best pads of all groove boxes. Keeping it real. I'm saying a lot when I say that. I definitely want to see. I want to know what y'all feel about Native Instruments and their situation right now. Hopefully, it will be a good future. I don't want them gone, because then other things will disappear too, because people will be disinterested. And about to cakewalk itself is crazy. Tunnel vision. And wow. Yeah. Accurate Beats you wasn't playing. Homie wasn't playing. Let's see here. Looking at the time, I'm trying to be conscious of things. I think I already did the SOUNDRAW thing, but I'll be back in a second, man. I'm gonna take a little break. So grab a popcorn or something. You feel me? We back in this business. Well, what up, gang? You already know what time it was. That break, I had to turn on the air, but you know the vibes. I gotta watch out for myself on this platform these days, because you never know. They be coming from out of nowhere with these copyright strikes. You know what I'm saying? I got one leaning in, one leaning out. Let me see. I gotta log in. Let me log in real quick. Boop, boop, boop. Good. Rumor is Akai plans on buying out Native Instruments. The homie Akai plans on buying out Native Instruments. So that is a rumor. That's for sure. That is a rumor. That is a rumor. I'm not confirming it or anything like that either. By the way, I'm just repeating something someone said in the chat. We'll find out momentarily what will go down with that. All right, so I talked earlier about a video that I did on this channel or whatnot, and for the most part, I figured that I would catch some type of scrutiny, but for the most part, I think people understood what I was talking about. And what I'm referring to is this right here, which is SOUNDRAW. They're an AI company. They use machine learning, but they're machine learning ethically from their own musicians, the in-house musicians that play. So there's a lot of opportunity for jobs still. because they're not just eliminating people out of that, and they're just trying to grow their platform. And it's a music generator. You can use it for a whole bunch of stuff. And, that's what we're pretty much going to do here. I'll have a link in the description box or whatnot to them. In this video, again, let me be clear so that you can hear me. This is not a paid sponsorship or anything like that. I've discovered SOUNDRAW on my own too. And then, they reached out to me for my last video, but not for this video or anything like that. So, I'm going to talk about all the pros and the cons, because I can and I will. So, this is basically their format or whatnot. What we're going to do is create stuff because I wanted to know how deep could this shit get? Like, how deep should this shit get? You see different genres, you got 3 minutes and stuff like that. I'm just going to go a minute 30. Slow. Oh, okay. I want slow. We're going to go slow. So it looks like they made some updates to their website because that's one of the things that I was complaining about. I'm going to stay away from a rock, but what genre should I do? Let me know, chat. Like, let me know, chat. Let me know, comment section too, what we're going to do. Because I want to do a dance hall too, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Lo-fi hip hop. Interesting. Let's go ahead and do lo-fi hip hop. Let's see what that can do. Because one of the things that you get is this illustrious amount of prompts, pre-builds, and it's different from anything like co-producer or Suno AI because you have these pre-defined values is what I would call it in the layman's terms, in terms of how an AI would work. You would have different values and you have it set on different things. Like now, they have what they define as lo-fi hip hop. Then you would go to like a mood, and I'm going to choose laid back. I don't need maybe romantic. Would that even be a thing? Sexy. Let's see from here. I think did my chat crash, or I did it not move? Okay. Find the weirdest genre. We're going to test out the weirdest genre in a second. So we're going to go with themes now. Cinematic. Would that make sense? Travel. A little traveling in there. Let's go with a length. We already did that. And a preset. And then instruments. I'm cool with all these instruments. So what I'm going to do now is generate. And then that's all you simply have to do is you just generate your stuff and you'll be on your way. So this is the lo-fi hip hop 1. How's the volume, chat? You can hit the space bar like you would in the DAW and it'll stop it. And then if you press play, it will continue from that area. That's not bad. So there's other things that you can do. Of course, if I was to go over the basic stuff like I did in the video, if you got that far, I had chapters in the video. You can see me go through the examples and not just kind of shoehorn the video or whatnot. A lot of people do that, but I'm not that type. You can share this song, just in case you want to use this in a video or whatever the case may be, because it's royalty free, by the way. It's royalty free. And you can generate similar music because I can talk, and then you can download the music. If you hit download music, you can choose to download the stems, WAV, or MP3, however you want to do it. And the most important things are the other features here. So you have these different types of tracks. You have melodic, backing, bass, drum, fills. You can choose to extend. So you can extend it. You can subtract from it. You can change the BPM. Right now it's at 90 BPM. And that's where one of my biggest cons for it is I would like to go with single time, more like 65, 70, stuff like that. The best way you could do is just go to 130 double time and then just print the sample and, you just divide by the double time. Okay. Once you get into double time, which is, I would say just to be safe, I don't know exactly where double time starts. So I would just say 120 or better. Instruments, you can change instruments if you don't like instruments and stuff like that. It has the help menu there. You can change the scale, which is going to change a lot. So you got an E flat minor ninth. And now we have it and we play it from the very tippity top. Can y'all hear it, by the way? Someone asked a good question in the chat. They were saying, can you like or dislike which one that some of the parameters so that they don't rinse and repeat stuff? I don't know if that was the exact question that you were trying to say, or if that's what you're trying to ask in terms of the actual generator itself. But one of the things that I would do in this instance here with this sample, by the way, is just try it without the drums, because I don't need the drums. I don't even need the fill either. So I'll just bring, what is FF? I'm going to assume that that's fill in. So that way we have the sample. And then if you like the sample, of course, you could do the simple things. Like, I'm going to save it to my favorites because I like it. You can rename it. And if you're wondering, like, why won't you mute the bass? Because when you're sampling or whatnot, you kind of want to filter out the bass, because when you filter out the bass or certain aspects of a song or track, sample, whatever, you get this gnarly kind of vibe from specific filters, especially simple high pass filter, and then you kind of nudge it over or whatever. You could do all kinds of crazy shit with it, and it gives a good temper. So what is the next one? What is the next one? Because I have noticed that it does kind of give you the same results sometimes. It just be kind of a different variant. Like, this seems like the same kind of vibe. And it should be, because it's a E flat minor too. But yeah, you kind of mix stuff. And you might want to leave in some of the fills too, because sometimes fills give you a certain kind of vibe when you're chopping up samples. So. And then, change the key, I guess. We got to change to a C sharp minor. And that's the way I would approach this. Yeah. I mean, for a trained AI, like an in-house trained AI, ethical. See, you feel what I'm saying? It's giving kind of it's giving different vibes, but it's kind of the same premise with the keys and stuff like that. You can see it right here. I'm gonna go ahead and save these two right here, and then you can always continue. You can clear everything or clear whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you don't want lay it back, you want romantic, and then we'll see what it goes. I think romantic will be minor scales anyways. I think when I think romantic music, I think that. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, maybe take that out of here, get that out of here, and what we got? Now you see where I have the issue when it comes down to this, is like, sometimes this sounds more, let's go ahead and it sounds more like, I don't know, like the samey at times. And that's the only thing that I've came down to that. Yeah, see, it's about the same vibe there. And I think that has more to do with what you select. So let's go like low. Let's see if we can accomplish something like a happier tone, glamorous, elegant, heavy, ponderous. Then we go to theme. Let's go vlogs, ass and trailers. We'll skip over. We'll do 130. Then I don't know. We can still roll with the same instruments or whatnot, and then just generate. Let's see if we get. Yeah, we're still getting minor stuff. Yeah, so I think when it comes down to it, what you pick at the beginning does affect it. So, let's see. Let's go to R&B, country. Let's see. Put some rando stuff that doesn't matter if you're oh damn. Damn, I saw euphoric. Dreamy fear. Sentimental themes. I don't know if we want to go to gaming. How about that? Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, so now we're getting more major scale vibes. And then it did a little bit of mixing itself. I don't know. I don't know. I actually like the results of this so far, but the only thing I would like to see is if it goes further down the line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does it give you something a little different, a variant? Like, I would love to see some stuff in minor. You could flip it into minor or whatnot. If you have something like RipX, then you can make anything major, minor, or whatever you want in terms of the scale. So that's something to keep in mind of a software that can further make your samples that you're making different. So, but other than that, let's go ahead and see. We changed it to an F. Let's say like an F. It's supposed to be country, and I actually will save that because I actually like it. So let's play it. Instead of joining it. No, I like it. Definitely is usable. Definitely there's going to be people that's using it. Hey, what's going on, Peace TV? Shout out to the people watching on Twitch. That does sound video gaming. And then one thing I almost forgot to mention, because it's all around here, you can change the intensities of the arrangement or whatnot. And of course, you can delete it and stuff. So if I was like right here and play it. And that's easy to miss. So let's go ahead and go to another track and see. Yeah, you can kind of hear some of the original vibes there, so you can tell that there's some things that they need to improve in terms of like vibes. Just adding a little bit more stuff. You know, they're gonna have to add some more stuff to the algorithm to give you unique stuff every single time. So I'm not knocking it for what it is. It's definitely proven that you can get some decent stuff out of it, and it has some basic stuff that you can deal with. I'll go with one more. So let's try one more so that people know. So what is the SoundRaw? SoundRaw is a artificial intelligence driven music generator. So you can generate music. You know, if you want to just take something, like for instance here, if you want, let's just say you're making a video on YouTube. You're just a content creator. You don't make no beats. You know what I'm saying? But you're looking for it has funk. Well, let's say you want a funk track that had angry, fear, relentless, scary, dark, suspenseful, or maybe mysterious over suspense. And then we want it to be not for game, but maybe sports action, because we have a sports and action channel, right? And then, you know, you have the BPM tempo, all that, generate, and then what do you have? Like, you could just play it. No, that's the wrong kind of funk. No, that's the other funk that people are doing that's popular. No. Don't I have trap in there? Let's go back to the oh, yo. Hey, yo, add more. The funk. So it automatically got trap out of there? I'm not understanding it. Oh yeah, you can't select. Oh my God. Damn, I'm trying to save it. It's like those bizarre workout video type music. Like I be going to this channel and it's a channel in Israel basically. And they just work out and show different workout routines from all of your favorite influencers or whatever. Like that world, which is a very interesting world, mind you. They have their own controversies and whatever. They're doing way better than us over here in the music technology side. But they have workout videos in their music. They usually have this kind of funk type shit. So let's go to the next one. That's what they define as funk. Like this right here, dude, I'm saving that because that sounds crazy. The drums don't sound crazy. So let's get rid of the drums, bro. Let's play it now. Like some cowbells might save this, and some Juicy J quotes. You know, obviously they can't just have like Project Pat, Juicy J. You know what I'm saying? Skinny Pimp vocals and Tommy Wright III in there, but you could do that, right? You could do that, right? But that's not a bad idea. Like that makes me want to just go and do something on some real shit in a real way. Yeah. Let me make sure I say that one, bruh. Let me make sure I say that one, bruh. Let me make sure I say. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. So you can see the potential in this, right? It's not all bad. And as I say it, it gets bad. Let's just let it play. But let's take the drums out of it. Let's go with an F minor. Let's go with an F minor. What we got if we go F minor? Man, say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles soundtrack with the cowbells. I actually F with that, dog. I actually F with that. I ain't gonna hold you. Like it's not good, but it's all about seeing the potential. And let's go over here. Let's go over here to themes. And let's change the theme to like technology. Maybe that might help the case a little bit. Let's get rid of workout, bro. Let's get rid of workout. Or it's not in there. It's not in there. Okay, my bad, gang. And Brawly theme, bro. I was looking at a sick ass Dragon Ball Brawly character in Barnes and Nobles, like the action figure. Shit was huge. That shit was like $400. I'm like, man, this shit is fire. I can see his damn veins and this shit. No. Everything else was okay, bro. Like everything else was okay. Them drums was ass, but I get it. Like that's their version of funk now. Like that's what they took funk to. They took the pure essence of Memphis music and made it into whatever the hell they call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this right here though, like just no drums. Like, let's get right to the. That shit kind of reminds me of a Killer Instinct. Bruh, I could make some fire shit from that. I'm sorry, bruh. Y'all might not see the vision. I see the vision. See, that sounds similar to the other one. So let's go to another one. Okay. Okay, so it starts sounding like Mortal Kombat. I don't know what just made me say that. It just kind of did. Okay. All right. So let one more, bruh. Like one more. But just sexy. What is sexy drill? Oh, is that the drill music where you got potential? That shit. You got is that sexy drill? Let me know. Cause yo, I don't know. No, I'm not tuned into a lot of this shit. Running. It's gotta be running. Romantic's gotta be it. Theme. What photography? Do we even put a theme in there? Or we just keep it raw? Do we just keep this raw? Sexy drill. Okay. So sexy drill 1. I thought so. And that's the wrong kind of. So I have ideas because one thing, my hi-hats, when it comes to this genre, suck ass. You know what I'm saying? There's potential because I have taste when it comes to drums, picking drums. You know what I'm saying? So technically having the hats in there, you know what I'm saying? And just get rid of this right here. And then, I don't know, maybe just C minor. Like C minor is like the most common thing. Like, I don't know why I would pick that. Yeah, that would be fire though. I ain't gonna hold you. That would be fire. Everything is pretty drenched in reverb. Okay, I do understand your critique with that. I felt the same way too. Like some of the things to help. And truth be told, I don't know how to put it. If you were to kind of sample something, you want a little bit of reverb in there because it makes when you're chopping it up, it sounds different. You know what I'm saying? So I get the very idea of that. But yeah, there's things that I could do to this. You know what I'm saying? Just give it the bass premise. You know what I'm saying? I wish they just had a hi-hat area. Like, bro, all I want is the hi-hat. I want that snare. The snare, look like when we play the snares again, I'm gonna play the snare game, dog. Like that snare is ass, but the hi-hats are fire. And then that other percussion was good, actually. Bruh. Bruh, you can't tell me that. Like, you won't be bored out your ass, and then you might not have something going, and you can use this for, ideas. You don't necessarily have to use this. Like, you just run with the G major. Just run with the G major. Maybe like go, let's say, use the backing track. Let's get rid of 808, even though the 808 was fire, and the hash was actually cool. So I'm gonna save that because I want the drums. So I will sample the drums in that instance. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fraud. I get it. I'm a fraud. You can't tell me that ain't dope. Bro, you can't tell me that ain't dope, dog. You can't tell me that ain't dope. Sounds like DDG. Oh my God. Hey, bro, look, he getting to the money, man. You might want to shop to that dude. All right. That's enough of that. So I definitely want to hear from you guys. What is your overall opinions on this right here? I'm going to give my hot take. One of the main things that I have as an issue with this, other than it gives you some of the samey results sometimes, and sometimes the variants do make a difference, but it still gives you some samey stuff. Some of the genres, like when I'm thinking funk, I'm not thinking, the new funk, the house funk era or whatnot, but that is the most concurrent popular version of funk. I think more or less like drift funk, the funk that we like, what I'm talking about, that the one that's based off of the Memphis style funk. Memphis style 1994-esque circa 1994 hip hop. So that's one of my issues with it. Other than that, some of the ideas definitely good. You can always utilize it for other things. I think a tool again that I mentioned that almost everybody that's gonna sample or maybe you want to kind of dibble dabble with the audio would be RipX. RipX can rearrange it into something totally different. So inserting the stems in that way. If you just want some rhythmic stuff and then you want to choose to do different drums, you could do that. It's a whole bunch of things that you can do. Sky's the limit in that. And I think it'll only get better in time. My critiques about it definitely will be, hopefully they'll add more stuff to their pool so that when the machine learning aspect of it, the algorithm picks it up, that it has a myriad of things to go by. But for the most part, the basic stuff, even the hip hop stuff, sounds good enough to make some joints. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to get a sample or just utilize it for your YouTube channel, real talk. And that's, maybe I just want to know if you guys would use that. So does it turn into stems? Yes, you can have stem separation. Yeah. Boom. Wave stems. Boom, right there. I just want to say my shits. Hey, big shout out to SOUNDRAW in the building. I appreciate y'all. And it's a really good product. I mean, this is a really good product. And I see the future in it. Like, perhaps, I didn't check out and see if, like, maybe they get like an orchestral or like, what do you call that? Opera singer. And they do a whole bunch of takes and, they do different scales, add more vocal. That'd be cool to have some kind of Vox stuff, real person doing different harmonies. And mind you, when someone sings in G, they're singing in G no matter what, if they're singing in a specific scale. You know what I mean? So if they're singing in G minor, then you can use that G minor for anything. They're singing in G major, you can use the G major for anything, and it probably will work. More than likely, it just comes down to what is specifics of the genre, But you got potential, But I look forward to the future of the platform, for real. Funny one, funny. I definitely want to react to this. I wonder people are gonna be mad at me. Love it for myself, but. So I saw a funny meme, but had some reality to it because, Bolo, he likes to put a lot of truth, and as a good comedic person, there's a little truth to something. So he's talking about artists or producers saving their beats for specific artists, and we're going to check it out, and I want to hear what you guys got to say about it.
There. Do y'all really be saving beats thinking?
Hold on. I got to refresh. Yo, why did it shrink it? Why did it shrink it? Why what is up with Instagram, man? Get more like TikTok. Get more like TikTok, bozos. Let's go over here. All right. My saves.
My producers out there, Do y'all really be saving beats thinking that these big artists are just gonna magically find your beat and they're gonna jump on it?
I ain't gonna hold you. I've been guilty of that. In my, I've been guilty of saving tracks, and that happens to do with more or less the era I come from, where they would, like, lawyers. As soon as you got a placement in the early 2000s, a lawyer would hit you with a list of artists looking for tracks and whatnot, and you would make these tracks per se for those artists or whatever. But more than likely, I would not just settle for that person. It's about the person that's going to cut that check.
And then you're going to be like rich and famous. Like, do y'all really be thinking that?
Tell me. I'm pretty sure everybody's guilty of that. Leave a comment below. I want to know.
Do y'all really be saving particular beats for certain artists? Like, who you've never met, you don't know, you're probably never going to meet in life. If you really feel like that, you might want to switch the way you're thinking and let that beat go to somebody else.
Unk truth. This is Unk truth right here.
Because I'm here to tell you. Sometimes it might be a person that may have a few hundred views or a few hundred followers who might end up being the biggest star in the world. Let that beat go. Make something else.
Sound advice. For those who don't know, FYI, for your information, Bolo, the producer, actually produced a track for Salento. He produced Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nene, which has a documentary, by the way. Shout out to Luista. It's on his YouTube channel, and Bolo gets mentioned in that video. Very interesting story about that artist or whatnot, but nonetheless, that record was a huge record, mind you. It was amongst the same lines, if not came out around the same time or a little bit after. Soulja Boy, was really buzzing at that time. It was about catching that, having that ringtone vibe, ringtone music per se. Big shout out to and RIP to DJ Unk, because I rocked with DJ Unk back in the day, and there's proof of that on the YouTube channel and on other YouTube channels. But there was an era of music where it was all about ringtones, and if your track wasn't good, it wasn't produced to sound like a good ringtone or a good vibe in that sense, then nobody really wanted that joint. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to DJ Monte. He was definitely a part of that era. If he didn't produce a lot of the joints for Unk, and then he did that joint with Flo Rida and T-Pain back in the day, Get Low. And those were the type of records that record labels were looking for at that time, like big, huge records in that sense. But I get the sentiment behind that, because you don't want to hold a beat forever. I have tons of beats in the tuck for a long time, because my genuine opinion about this was I don't want anybody to just rap on my shit, because I would go into studios, where I dropped off beat tapes, beat CDs, rather, what I'm saying? Not that old, but old. And there'll be artists that'll be horrible with songs to the track. And then sometimes I feel the exact same way. I don't know if people are going to think some type of way of me or whatever, but there'll be horrible artists that will be on the track that I think that I did my damnness on, and my track probably was equal to the actual quality of the artist, mind you. And I would be like, bruh, I don't care about the bread, dude. Just get me out of here. I want to unhear this. Screw the deal. There's been so many different times I've done that in my life. Like, if it's not a vibe all the way around, I'm just not gonna rock with it. But nonetheless, though, I agree. You should not get stuck on, let's see, trying to produce for Lil Uzi Vert. My ultimate artist was Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to produce for Jay-Z. I'm a huge fan of Jay-Z to this very day. His music, let's clarify, because some people, just in case some things change in the future or whatever, not wishing that upon that man. I always been a fan of the music. You know what I'm saying? But just holding on to those type of tracks or whatever could just get lost in the translation per se. And you just never know who's going to come out with a phenomenal record, whether if you like it or not, because that's always been the case. Like, there have been beats that I have made, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will share that same sentiment, where they have made an ass beat and then someone turns that into some sunshine with lyrical content. I think the relationship with artist and producer is synonymous with success. A lot of people don't agree with that. Some producers think they're more important than the artists. And, of course, artists have been very boisterous, vocal, and said that they think they're better than the producers. I don't want to throw names into the pot, but when I think about certain producers, I think about like Gangstar, you know what I'm saying? That group, Primo. I can't see Primo not producing for Guru and it working this same way. You know what I'm saying? And Primo definitely has records with other people or whatever, but that was peanut butter and jelly, basically, as lame as it sounds. Timberland, Missy Elliott, basically, that's a good example. Swiss Beats and Rough Rider. Woo! I had to say, I almost lost it there. I was like, Shawty Red, big shout out to Shawty Red and Young Jeezy. That's definitely peanut butter and jelly right there. And just take leave a comment below of someone that is basically PB and J when it comes, or let's say Shaq and Kobe, Jordan, Pippen type shit when they collaborate with each other. So, and that's very important. And, that's taken a little bit further, but you want to kind of expand on that. And I think that's where Bolo was going with that. Let's see, Jay-Z aimed pretty high. Jay-Z aimed pretty high. Well, you're supposed to have high expectations for what your career is going to be like. You shouldn't have low expectations for yourself, bro. Like, you feel me? And look, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't get it twisted for a second. As much as people like to roast me, that was a hop and a skip away. I'm not gonna say, dude, a lot of the stuff that happens on this channel happens for a reason. It ain't like I'm trash. Put it that way. Definitely know the right people to link with Jay-Z. There's been plenty of people, artists that I work with, mind you, because a lot of people just think I'm dusty. They think I'm a dusty and I'm just on here trying to benefit from algorithms. Dude, I practically set this algorithm, motherfucker. Like, hello? Been on here for like almost, if not 20 years. Like, people are listening to me for a reason, bro. I make a lot of videos, but at the same time, bro, people got to make a video too that people want to watch, your shit. So it's not like I'm out here just doing this for the hell of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting smarter and smarter, and that's how you should be. You should get smarter as a content creator. You know what I mean? And mind you, what people say, might say it's a high standard or whatnot. Dude, look at the pivot for me was early, and for a lot of people were early when it came to this social media stuff. But look at how everybody's trying to get into this corner and benefit from it. Dude, Timbaland crashed the party basically in 2020 when he came into our sector. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much ransacked this mofo, as he should. And I got respect for it. I might not like the things he do. I try to, say certain things about certain things, but bro, he disrupted this community. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like producers are just not doing it. Not Young Guru, but Primo has his own channel. Alchemist has his own channel. This didn't exist pre-2020. They wanted to stay where they was at because everything was everything where they was at. And then they had to do something. So, it's much respect. Put some respect on my name. But yeah, man, we gonna slide, man. Big shout out to everybody that came through. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna send Twitch off first. Pew! And I appreciate y'all for coming out. Good night.